Annabelle was a bright, spirited university student in her final year, known among her friends for her bubbly personality and deep faith. As the semester drew to a close, the festive season brought a wave of excitement among students. Annabelle, like many others, was thrilled at the thought of heading home for Christmas after months of rigorous academic work. She shared a small but cozy apartment with her 5 closest friends: Mary, Clara, James, David, and Sarah. They had become more like family during their years in school. Together, they laughed, prayed, and supported one another through life's challenges. That evening, their apartment was filled with the lively chatter of holiday plans. Everyone was busy packing their bags, teasing one another about who was going to eat the most during Christmas, and sharing memories of past holidays. Annabelle's joy was infectious. She couldn't wait to see her parents and siblings again. As the night wore on, the group decided to have a short prayer session. It was a tradition they had maintained every evening, but that night felt special. Mary, always the one with a keen sense of spiritual urgency, suggested they include a prayer for journey mercies. She led the group in declaring, O earth, you will not receive my body or the body of my loved ones. My blood will not be spilled on you. My bones will not be broken on you. After the prayers, everyone retired for the night, excited for the journey ahead. Annabelle, tired from the day's activities, fell into a deep sleep. But as the night deepened, her dreams took a dark and unsettling turn. In the dream, Annabelle found herself seated in the 16-seater bus, surrounded by her friends and other passengers. The bus was speeding down a busy expressway when suddenly the driver lost control. The brakes failed and the vehicle careened dangerously, flipping over 4 times before coming to a catastrophic halt. The scene was chaotic, with screams and cries filling the air. Annabelle felt an overwhelming sense of doom. But just as the dream reached its most terrifying moment, she screamed out, "Jesus!" and woke up in a cold sweat. Her scream startled her friends awake. "Annabelle, what is wrong?" Clara asked, rushing to her side. "I had a dream," Annabelle stammered, her voice trembling. "It was terrible. We were in a bus and it lost control. It flipped over 4 times." The room fell silent as her words sank in. Mary was the first to speak. "This is not something we should take lightly," she said. "Do you remember the prayer point from NSPPD this morning? The one about the earth not receiving our bodies?" The group nodded, and without hesitation, they all knelt down. Holding hands, they prayed fervently, repeating the declaration while holding onto the ground. O earth, you will not receive my body or the body of my loved ones. My blood will not be spilled on you. My bones will not be scattered or broken on you." They prayed until a sense of peace filled the room. Annabelle felt her fears subside, replaced by a deep assurance that God was in control. The next morning, the group was cheerful and full of energy as they prepared to leave, dressed in their best travel outfit: ripped jeans, colorful tops, jackets, and sneakers. They loaded their luggage into a taxi and headed to the motor park. The park was bustling with activity, Drivers called out for passengers, vendors sold snacks and drinks, and children played around the buses. Annabelle and her friends approached their assigned vehicle, a 16-seater bus just like the one in her dream. A sudden chill ran down her spine, but she quickly reminded herself of the prayer from the night before. As they prepared to board, Annabelle felt a strong nudge in her spirit. It was as if an unseen hand was telling her to stop. She turned to her friends. "Guys, I think we need to pray again," she said. They didn't question her. Finding a quiet corner of the park, the six friends knelt down and repeated their declaration from the night before. This time, their voices were filled with confidence and faith. Passerby gave them curious glances, but they paid no mind. Once the prayer was over, they boarded the bus with peace in their heart. The journey began smoothly, with laughter and chatter filling the vehicle. Annabelle and her friends were seated together, enjoying the scenic view and joking about who would sleep first. About halfway through the trip, the mood shifted. The driver suddenly shouted, "The brakes are failing." Panic erupted among the passengers as the bus began to pick up speed. Cars swerved out of the way, honking in alarm. The bus hit a large pothole, veering off the road in what felt like slow motion. The vehicle flipped over once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, before finally coming to a stop on its side. For a moment, there was only silence. Then one by one, the passengers began to climb out of the wreckage. Miraculously, not a single person was injured. There were not broken bones, no blood, not even a scratch. Tears of relief and gratitude filled the eyes of everyone present. The passengers gathered in a circle, led by Annabelle and her friends, and began to thank God. They praised Him for His mercy and protection, for turning what could have been a tragedy into a powerful testimony. The bus company quickly arranged another vehicle to complete the journey. Hours later, Annabelle and her friends arrived safely at their homes, greeted by overjoyed family members. Their story of divine intervention became the highlight of their Christmas celebration. For Annabelle, the experience was a reminder of the power of prayer and the faithfulness of God. That Christmas, a family gathered around to hear the story, their heart filled with gratitude for the miracle that had saved her and her friends. Annabelle's journey was more than just a trip home. It was a testimony of God's divine protection, the strength of faith, and the unshakable power of prayer.